Hi everybody. How is everybody doing? Everybody's had a good week. I think the last time I saw you guys was Monday or Tuesday. So I hope everybody's been doing well, taking care of themselves, been keeping busy and active doing things. I've been enjoying cooking. I've been enjoying doing some cleaning. There's been different things going on. So I hope everybody is well. Today we will be coloring in Fantasy Mermaids coloring book by Color Mood. So this is one of the newer books that I haven't shown on the channel yet. So if you guys want, we can do a flip through of this book. So this is by Color Moon, who also does a fairies and elves book, which some of you have seen that book on the channel in my finished pages. So this is a really nice book. So you get this. This is a really nice book. It is single-sided. Hi, Nellis. So then you get the copyright page, and you get this. We're just flipping through the Fantasy Mermaids coloring book. This you can buy on Amazon. It isn't a lot of money. I think, what did I pay, like $7 for it? So that's the book. I have bookmarked the page that we will be doing. Well, it's the typical Amazon paper. So you do need a blotter. But create space in Amazon paper doesn't bother me. I will put a link down after the stream is over to the book. Little shut down that. That's really nice. I like that one with all the jellyfish. The paper is as to be expected. I know there's something going on called Mermaid next month. I forget who's hosting it because I keep seeing different people are going to participate in Mermaid. Hi, Jen. Does anybody know who's doing Mermaid next month? Because I'm doing Kirby May next month, so I'm hoping that there's a mermaid in the new book. So then I can do my hashtag and do if there's a mermaid in the new book, which I have not received yet. I have not gotten Kirby's new one yet, so do not start with me on that. Hi, Kim. We are flipping through Fantasy Mermaids coloring book. We will be coloring a picture out of it, so. I really like the pictures in this. I forget who had this, but I saw it on someone else's channel who had a flip through of this book. Okay, so it's Belinda, I think, is doing it. That faithful girl. Hi, Diana. I see we got 5 people already. You know, I was kind of nervous because I know who's on right now. Connie's on, and I think Heather's on. So I know they're on, so. But they're doing different things, so. Because I've seen different people mention it in different groups, so. We'll be doing this picture today. I like this picture. That's cute with the seals. The company that makes these books is called Color Moon. I think they're kind of like Jake Summer, they make the books and they're like a collective of artists. So this is the last coloring page. Then you get this. I think this is one of their 3 books, so maybe there's more. So then they give you that. Then we get you this one. This is the other book, Beautiful Fairies and Elves. Now I have this one. They have birds and flowers. Coloring books, flowers for adults. So that's what they have. So they have 4 books in their catalog, and then you get the back page. Hold on while I get the little clipboard. And we have our, this is what we're coloring today. And you know what we're bringing out today. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get my refills. Gonna have to put the refill somewhere else. I guess I have to leave the refills out like that for now. Why 17? Hold on guys while I go closer in. That way you guys can see it better, what I'm doing. And it's live, it's different than when it's pre-recorded. So just some of you know, I'm working on a big diamond painting. So you have seen part 2 of that video. That really was like parts 2 and 3, which I combined into one video. This is golden yellow. And yes, there is a plotter page behind it. Because when you're dealing with Amazon paper, everything goes through it. Markers I have found are the best things that work on the book. So everybody tells me Holbein pencils work really well on the CreateSpace or the Amazon paper as well. I have not tried that yet, so I don't know how true that is. I watched this really good movie yesterday called Molly's Game with Jessica Chastain, who's the main character, and Idris Elba, who plays the lawyer. I thought it was really, really good. And my mother even got into watching it. It's actually meant to be my movie while she was busy doing her stuff. And then I guess she liked what I was watching, and then she got kind of into the story. So, yeah, Mermaids are fun to color. I like Mermaids. You can see. I don't do hair as well as some people do. Some people like do this epic thing with hair, which is like, I'm always amazed. Hold on while I get some coffee. Today it's the hazelnut latte. You know, I actually miss going to places like Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, Yeah, I have a Starbucks that's right across the street from where I live, but unfortunately they're not open right now. They did it to protect their workers, but you can't blame them. Is that part of the hair or is that part of the fin? I think that's part of the fin. So what have you guys been doing? Reading wise, diamond painting? Anybody know what's going on with certain people? Because I haven't heard from certain people in the community, and I'm a little bit worried. I know. Oh, did you like your new place, Jen? It must have been difficult to move with all this stuff going on in the world. Do you like your new place that you're living now? You can imagine. Did you do it yourself or did you hire people to do it? Well, that must be nice. Yes, congratulations. Yeah, because it must have been difficult for them to move us to socially distance. Do you live? Where do you live? New York City or somewhere else? Hold on, guys, while I refill the coffee. We have to take out the big thumb now. I do the method where you take the chisels out and then put them back in with a marker tweezer. Okay. Now I did that, and then I cap up that refill. Then I put back the chisel tip. Oh, Jesus. Yes. Yeah, I was going to get some stuff today, and then my mother told me we're out of bread, so I can't do this. But we still have plenty of Italian bread, so I was like, okay, I'll just do that then. I use that then. Figure out a way to make things work. And if I go anywhere, if I go out of the house, I wear a mask. And the whole idea of the mask is to protect yourself and others, I think. Hello, Michelle. Yay, Michelle is here, everybody. We're calling from Fantasy Mermaids by Colin. I did a flip of it in the beginning of the stream, so people could see what was in the book. So we chose this picture. Begonia pink. Forgot to do the mermaid's eyebrows. RV10, pale pink. I know, I'm kind of like, but I'm grateful that it's coming out in November because probably by then we are probably going to be out of this thing. But right now, Robin, I'm probably going to limit what I'm buying because I'm actually trying to now. As some of you may or may not know this, it's come to my attention that I think I'm going to need a new computer. Really, you've never done what, Alice? They're a lot of fun, but if you're going to do diamond painting, get a partial one to start you off if you're thinking about doing one. Get a, now that's what I would do is get a small partial one. So that way, that find something that you like, get a small partial one to see if you like it though, because they come in square and round are the drill. So if you were to go do it, that's what I would recommend. Because my first one was a partial, which is hanging up in my room, and then I got the second one, which I did was in Amazon. The third one, which is the third one, and right now I'm working on a Victoria Moon one. Some of you have seen that series. Remember, we started that live, and then the live totally got messed up. So it's pretty much at this point, I've had this computer for about what? I got in what? Let me see, 2014, about 6 years I've got in. So I've gone 6 years without having to buy a computer. Now, when this was before the Mac. Before the Mac, I think, what was we using before the Mac? I think before I got a Mac, I was using a Dell, and that lasted only 2 or 3 years. But the Macs are very, in the sense of the... This color is known as heat. This is B1 in the Cortex. I say get a small one because then you know if you like it or not. And you don't spend a lot of money on a partial one either. Because as you get, here's the thing. Like me, if you start with a partial one and then you like it, you start buying the bigger ones from the better known companies, not just Amazon. There's a lot of nice affordable paintings via Amazon. But get a small one. Don't go like to Diamond Art Club. Get a nice small one from Amazon. They have them on Amazon. And the small ones are not a lot of money. They're like, what, $15, $16? Sometimes even less. You can get a small one sometimes for like $10. I liked it. And I really fell in love with it. Some paintings are going to frustrate you. Like I'm finding with my Victoria Moon. And don't get me wrong, I like the painting now, but when I first started it, it got me frustrated because I really didn't understand. Plus, it didn't come with instructions. Most diamond paintings will come with instructions. So take that, and not every company is reputable when you buy paintings. Most of the sellers on Amazon are reputable. So, when you start off, you're going to buy from Amazon most likely. So that's what I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend getting one from AliExpress or any of this till you have some more experience getting the books in. Different people like different things, and that's okay too. Not all of us like the same thing. B04, which is Tahitian blue. Anyway. RV66 raspberry. No, that's it. RV08 fuchsia. It is, but it is, now let me tell you something. You learn a lot of what you do in diamond painting is trial and error. So it's like the people who do it really well have been doing it a while. Just keep that in mind when you do it. R14. Diamond painting, because a lot of what I've learned has been through trial and error. They are a lot of fun, but they are a lot of work too. So keep that in mind. Sugar diamond pink. Should we do the tail green or should we do the tail pink? Should I do the tail pink or should I do the tail purple or green? I'm thinking purple, green, or pink. I like this pink. I'm thinking pink. Don't know why, but I'm thinking pink tail. No, we'll do the fins purple. Okay, pink and purple. The only thing about the copies is they don't really have a whole lot of purple color, even though they say violet, which is kind of like a purple, but it's like a bluish purple. A lot of what they have is either like reddish purple or like a purplish blue. Sorry guys, just doing the nails. Sorry guys, I'm just doing this. Get some color in there. Violet. I do love the fins a lighter purple. I didn't realize the purple was going to be this dark. It really says the color looks dark at first until it dries. Let's hope this dries lighter than. I don't have BB11. I have to write that down. What's it called? Plenty of notebooks. I have Viola, VO1. What's it called? I don't have soft violet. Lily Cat. Not called soft violet. Thank you. That color. So. This is a very dark color. Because people don't know how to follow directions, Miss Michelle. Or they just don't want to bother going up near the thing, you know. Sometimes it's easier for them to. I'm going to just do the little dots on the little bubbles. For all the fins, I'm going to do them a different purple. You know what it is? I think part of it is also here because they don't want to get near. That's my picture. This is pale lilac. Thank you, Miss Donna. Yes, they should be delivered to your door. That's very wrong that they weren't delivered that way. It is sticky, but that's why you're only supposed to, when you do diamond painting, you're only supposed to remove part of the painting or part of the adhesive on it, so that way you can work in sections, Jen, so it doesn't get too sticky. And once you start putting the diamonds or the drills on them, the thing will get less sticky. Most diamond painters work in sections because they don't want to get the adhesive all over their body or have things get stuck in there, and then they have to remove them, and they can ruin the canvas like that. Nile Green Geo7. BV04, this is Blueberry. Oh no. I actually put down a what you call a mat on my floor, on my near my desk. Well, right on the bottom of where my desk chair is. So now I will have it. Actually, the chair that I got to replace this is downstairs because remember a few months ago my mother had the problem with her ankle. She twisted it, or did you sprain it? She sprained it, so then I needed to get her a chair with wheels, but I didn't have, because I was still using this chair. So I had bought the chair, which was happened to still be in the box at the time. And so I said, let's use this for you so you can get around easier. So I had the one of the guys come up from my building to help put it together. She did anyway. He was able to do that. So there's a chair downstairs that's really meant for up here, but it's down there. So, but it was to help her with her mobility. So the mat was originally for that chair downstairs. So now I'm using it for this chair. The mat seems to be working very well. In fact, I need to do some white. I need to use my white pencil. And this is a permanent white Soho pencil. I keep a white pencil by my desk at all times. You never know when you're going to need it. Bye, Nellis. Have a nice lunch. Pizza sounds very good. I had that for dinner. Pizza, which was delicious, by the way. Don't worry, we'll be doing a sea background. Yeah, see you soon, Nellis. And this color is E95, which is tea orange. But let me tell you something. You can use this as a skin tone, too. It's a really good skin tone. Let's go to market. This is also good if you want to do darker skins, if you can use it in the combo. Oh, thank you, Donna. So what have people been doing? Like, I've been doing a bunch of things, getting rid of stuff, cleaning, cooking, coloring, watching some Netflix, of course. And I occasionally do go out to the grocery store, but when I do go out to the grocery store, I make sure that I wear a mask. Because now in New York City, the governor of our New York, Andrew Cuomo, said we have to be wearing masks when we go out. So, not been that bad, actually. People say, oh, I'm tired of being cooped up. I think a lot of people are. It's just how you manage your stress. Thank you, guys, for the thumbs up. That helps. And I found out that they're changing the way the marker refills look. Like right now, they look like this, the Copic refills. This is a Copic refill. This is just a general thing. But what they're going to do is make it half the size and make it half as much. So I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that idea that they want to make cuts. BG23, Coral C. Why does your dad have to take you to get your meds? Or is it because you need to go drive to where the box is? You know, I was in the store about a few weeks ago, and this elderly woman came up to me. I was in the cold cut section, when you go to get your cold cuts, your meats, and things like that. Well, the woman was an older woman. I'm not really sure, but she had white hair. She went right up to me, right behind me, and I'm wearing a mask, and I had to tell her 6 feet because the woman went right behind me. Everybody else is obeying the rules. I don't understand why they feel like because they're old they can do whatever they want. No, we're supposed to be observing social distancing here in New York City, even in the supermarkets. So I don't understand why people feel like, when you're at the supermarket or any place that you have to get things, people don't want to obey the rules. It's for our protection, Donna. It's not to punish us. I think people forget that we're in the middle of and the woman was older than me. And I mean, like, she's in the group more at risk than I am. And I'm wearing a mask because that was what I was told to do. I'm a governor if I go out grocery shopping or if I go out in general. And I had a really hard time getting masks, too. I had to wait a few weeks to get them. And no, they were not N95 masks, which, when I bought them, they advertised them on the seller site as being N95, and they were not N95 masks. I should have known that because they were doing that for health professionals. But they worked. You know what I mean? And guys, I got to take out the big part of it. It is really like you're trying to do the best in this situation. We're all suffering. Sometimes Copics do dry. It seems like if you work on this paper, they dry up faster. I do not know why. I think the paper just absorbs them at a quicker rate than if you were going on a different kind of paper. And that's what I've learned about Copics and the CreateSpace paper. Well, although markers, any kind of markers work really well on the Amazon /CreateSpace paper. Well, here's the thing, Donna. You can have people make them too. People, I know there's some people who've actually gotten busy and got creative and have decided to make them. When I was at the store, this woman had a mask and she said she made it herself. She had like a little air filter and everything on it. And it looked similar to the N95 mask, but it wasn't an N95 mask. And she said, I made this with parts from a old little filter that I had from one of my old fans. Used a piece of old cloth I had. Now when I go to the store, I have gloves on when I go to the store because I'm scared to touch anything. For germaphobes, this is their like dream come true because germaphobes go, oh, you see, I was right. You really should wear gloves too when you go out, even though that hasn't been made publicly. I see people who have gloves and masks on along with myself. But you see, Donna, I live in a place where it's a hot spot. Where I live is a hot spot right now. Yes, and we are flattening the curve according to our governor today over the last 3 days. But doesn't mean we're out of the woods like he says. And look what happened to Korea and China. They opened up again, and then all of a sudden now their rate is like twice as bad again. So the idea is you got to reopen, but you got to reopen in a smart way. Well, before I go to the store, I make a list of things I need to get, and sometimes I pick up other things when I'm there, but I try to go fast. Like me and my mother a few days ago went to the store together, even though they said that only one person is supposed to go, one family member. I had to get a lot of stuff, and I couldn't do it by myself, according to my mother. My mother said, no, you're going to have too much to carry. Let me come with you. So that way, that's good. The governors are trying to work together, Michelle. Like all the tri-state states by where I live, and Michelle knows this because she's part of that. At least her governor's part of it. It's what is it? New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Delaware, Connecticut, and I think Massachusetts. Because we all share the same, I think, transit hub and the same highway too, Michelle. So it's all part of the I-95. So all the governors are trying to work together because if you open up one state, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to open up another state. We want to try and do it in a way where people won't get reinfected and we don't have to go through this again. Staying home. So it's not like and he says, if I open up and New Jersey doesn't open up, I'm going to get all these people from New Jersey coming to my state. So there you get your nice blue curl. Mermaid Day today. And I found another book today. And I was going through my collection of books. Look what I found. A Jason Hamilton book. Yay. I was starting to do this one, but then I ran out of the color. Well, here's the thing. It's not so simple. People think that this is a simple problem. Thank you. Now, here's the other thing. People think that this is a simple problem. It's not as simple as it looks. Yeah, maybe this should be called Mermaid Friday. So you see, this came out really nice. I like the way she came out. Here's the thing, if you get off a cruise ship now, you should be automatically, whatever state you landed, you should be put in a quarantine ward for 14 days. I think it was a mistake what they did in Florida with those people who came off the cruise ship. Those who were sick should have been put immediately in a hospital, which they did do that. But they should have quarantined the other people who weren't showing symptoms for 14 days to make sure that they didn't go back to their loved ones, go back on flights, and infect everybody else. Just for safety reasons, I would say. That is my thing. They should never have done that. Now I'm looking for another. That's a cute one. Who likes this one? This is a cute one. Should we do this one? I think this one would be nice to do. It should be a busy one. I think we should do this one. This is from Mermaid Fantasy by Jason Hamilton. I don't do a lot of work on Jason's books, but that's going to change because I love Jason Hamilton and I need to do more of his books. R27, Caddy and Wren. Now we're on the Mermaid Fantasy. Here's the thing, Donna. Also, when they did the test of where our coronavirus came, believe it or not, it didn't come from China. It actually came from Europe. Keep that in mind when you do this. Caddy and Wren. And then I read somewhere that if people had coughs in like November or December that would last them more than 14 days, they probably had coronavirus and didn't even know they had it. They were calling it an upper respiratory infection. No, when they did, it came from Europe, they said. It didn't come from China or during the coronavirus. Yep, that's where it came from. It didn't actually come from China. You know, there's been so many stories about how this virus got out that it was biologically engineered. I've heard so many different stories about what to believe, what not to believe. The conspiracy guys love this. This is what I've been told. $27. I need to get a refill. This is the code that always messes me up. You know, people said this is bioengineering. You know, this country is accusing this country of doing it. Hey, I was just refilling my Copic. And I refill my Copic is because I need the income, so yes. And I do have a lot of refills for my Copic. You know, we don't know what's true and what's not true, because whenever there's a new virus, everybody goes, oh no, it came from here, it came from here. You're going to get a lot of different sources. Ew. Ew. Please. Ew. Yeah, I don't like those things. But you know, they're always in contact with these weird ass things. Or at least the vaccination for it. Mm-hmm. There's watermelon. Phenum D. No, that's pink, right? Oh, V00 water lily. No, it don't matter where it's from. This is water lily. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I think we all have to help each other. We all go through our periods where we're like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be locked in. The only place that I really, really go now, out to the grocery store. I was supposed to get a lot of stuff in today, and I didn't get it. So hopefully tomorrow this stuff. You can buy this on Amazon, or you can buy this off of Jason Hamilton's Etsy store, which I think he might have a PDF of this book on the site. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but most of the time he has his books in. Fuchsia. I'm waiting to get a refill of this, guy, so keep that in mind. I'm waiting for it. If it's to come of this. So. You know what it is? People are going insane thinking they're not going to have food. So some people have what's called food insecurity. But people really forget what food insecurity really is. A few weeks ago, when the toilet paper shortage started happening, I was lucky and I managed to find toilet paper. And my mother bought some too, so I bought some when I stole some. People were saying, "Oh, the toilet paper is running low. You better get it now." I went to Rite Aid. There was hardly any toilet paper a few weeks ago. That doesn't seem like a normal thing. Well, in this toilet paper, but that's only after we complained. Viola, Viola. That's terrible. That's what I'm saying. I guess it depends on where you live and what your stock is. That's okay. We're now on Jason Hamilton's Mermaid Fantasy. Happy Friday, May. We were calling in this book earlier. Mermaid. This is. I guess this turned into Mermaid Friday because this Mermaid Fantasy by Jason Hamilton. First thing we colored was from this new book called Fantasy Mermaids by Colleen. I did a flip through of it in the beginning of the stream. So we colored this picture. Maybe I didn't get to see this picture. This is what we colored with Copics. I know when I got it, yeah, because when I got it, they didn't have anything but the 4-packs left. So when I got it, I got like 2 packs of 4, and they weren't limited stuff, even though they should have, because people were literally taking big. I remember seeing people literally take big chunks, and this was like after I had gone to the dentist office, that they were taking big chunks of things. GO3 metal ring. This time we will do the traditional thing. Believe it or not, I've gone through my parcours really fast. I don't even have half of what I started with in that step. So I'm going to do it pretty fast. Hey, Selena. Hello, everybody. Wow, 16 of you. That's really good. No, I didn't need to go over that. Oh, well. We can always redo that. Here's my water lily. Water lily RV 0. G03, which is meadow green. Now they say May 15th. But on Wednesday, I was doing trying to do my weekly benefits, and I could not get through to the unemployment insurance thing for whatever reason. But yesterday I tried doing it again, and it worked. For whatever reason, I couldn't do it on Wednesday. I just think there were too many people in the system, and I got locked out on Wednesday. But then on Thursday, I tried again, and I got in. So it was very frustrating. So just be patient, because sometimes you don't get through right away if you're trying to claim your unemployment insurance benefits. It takes a while. Just be patient. Yes, we're doing Mermaids today. I should have called this Mermaid Friday. That's probably what I'll title the stream when I come back. And I was a little late because I wanted to eat some lunch, so please forgive me for that. I needed to eat. Now you gotta try and stay healthy during this, and also try and do things to keep yourself busy. I'm doing laundry. I'm doing I'm also cleaning up. I'm getting rid of stuff. Like I got rid of like 2 bags worth of clothes that I'm no longer wearing. To me, I'm not wearing them anymore. What's the point of me keeping things that don't fit, don't look good on me anymore? Donna, I don't want to talk about the stimulus check because that's not really something that I don't want to make other people who are waiting on the stimulus feel bad if they haven't gotten it yet. So, I don't think that's an appropriate topic if someone doesn't want to talk about it. Right? G46, which is mistletoe. I'm still in the closed down section, Miss May. I'm like in New York, so I'm like in one of the worst places to be in right now. I try to do some diamond painting. I'm trying to do that. Some of my diamond paintings have been delayed. I'm supposed to get 2 from Pretty Neat Creative. One has been in Secaucus for almost 2 weeks now. So I'm a little upset, but I have to understand that they have probably prioritizing my packages to be shipped last because of this whole pandemic. And, I can't really talk to the people at the post office to keeping myself. I'm still working on the Victoria Moon one. I did a whole video on it, May. Still working on that one. But I want to work on the one that I really want to work on, May, is my Mandy Manzano one. I really, really want to work on my Mandy Manzano diamond painting. Which one do I? The one that I want to work on next. After I'm done with the Victoria Moon one, which is downstairs, this is the one that I want to work on next, Miss May. This is the next one that I want to work on after I'm done with the Victoria Moon one. Those who are not familiar with. This is the next one that I want to work on. I already know that this is the one that I want to work on after the Dragon Around the Cross, the Victoria Moon one. Or I'll work on the unicorn one from Pretty Neat Creative stuff. It fits. I like my Diamond Art Clubs. So, Diamond Art Clubs I'll frame, but the other ones I'm not too sure if I'll frame those. The ones from the Diamond Art Club most definitely I'll frame, but it's funny because my very first one, Miss May, is over there by my bookshelf. Yeah. I have a whole set of the Faber-Castell ones. So my first one, which was the partial unicorn one, is hanging up here. That's the very first one I did on a live stream. The second one, which is an Amazon one that I did, is over there by the other closet of my loft, which was an Amazon one. The third one I did, which was the one, the very first Diamond Art Club one, I go hanging above all the coloring book. So, it's on the other wall, so where my calendar is where the murder list is going. It's actually not as big as some people think it is. How big is that one? Hold on, let me read the measurements of how big that one is. That one is 50 by 28 centimeters. So it might be slightly bigger than what you normally think of it. Yeah, I want to do the Mandy Mazzano one because that'll be my first Mandy Mazzano. I've not really done many Mandy Mazzanos, so it's my very first Mandy. I don't have many spaces to do all of them, but where there's a will, there's a way. I have the walls to do it. I just don't have the things to hang them all up. Miss May. So some of them making the room. That's okay. It's just like I don't want people to feel uncomfortable if they haven't gotten that. Yeah, maybe they don't live in the United States and they have a different problem. I just don't want to talk about that here because not everybody is in the same situation, and I don't want to make other people feel uncomfortable if they haven't gotten things. I'm probably going to have to go to Drain Read and get a few little things later. So today or tomorrow I'll go to Drain Read and get a few little things, extra things that I need. Let me see what color I have. This sand. I'll do this color for sand. E84, khaki. Oh no. You're not telling me this is. This is not like this paper. Yellow ochre. It's okay, Donna. We all are in different situations. I just don't want people to feel uncomfortable saying, why did I let that? Well, I'm also in a situation now where I'm not working full time, so I can stream a little bit more, but also, I have to share the computer with my mother. I have to share things because I live in this house with my mother's house. Keep that in mind, Will. See, I'm an introvert by nature, so it's okay for me to stay home, but I know not everybody is. Yes, and I did get it, actually. I did get it because I filed my taxes early this year. I filed them in February, so it showed up in my bank account yesterday. So. Well, what happened with me, the only reason why I knew it was because I was checking my balance and I was trying to pay something. One of my bills came, one of my credit card bills came, and I saw that I had a lot more money in there. And I'm like, what is this? And then I saw that it was the stimulus check. So I was like, oh, okay. That's what that money is. Nile green. So that's what it is. Then we'll do the eyes, and then we'll do the skin. And I did watch Harley Quinn episode 3. Oh my god, it's funny. That show is hilariously funny. If you guys have not seen that show, you guys need to see that show. That show is hilarious. Begonia Pink. So, I was looking at it and then I go, why do I have this much money? And I'm like, oh, that's why. Permanent white. This is a solo pencil. That's why you need the white. I don't know what it is with the Copic brush tips, but they don't seem to last very long in these books. But the chisel seems to do better with the Copic markers. I don't know why that is. But someone told me it's the paper. Oh. Funny thing about the whole lines, Miss May. Funny that you bring that up. I was trying to order them from Amazon Japan, and I could not order the full set, so I decided to go with the pastel set, Miss May. I should get them sometime next month. So I only bought the 50 set, Miss May, of the pastel colors, because all I really want is the pastels. So Begonia Pink. RP14. Hi, Lori. We are coloring mermaid pictures. We colored this one is Mermaid Fantasy by Jason Hamilton. The first book we already colored a picture in, so another stream I'll show you what we colored. And I'm watching the new. This comes from Mermaid Fantasy. I'll show you the other book that we got. In the beginning of the stream, I did a flip through of the Mermaid book. So this is Begonia Pink. When I'm done, I'm going to have to wash my hands. That seems to be the normal thing today. No, I ended up buying the pastel set because they have a set, Roy, that's called the 50 set of full lines, which are all pastel colors. They have a 50 set of pastel colors. So if you don't want to buy the full set, but you only want to get the pastels, they have that option for people if they really, really want them. Golden yellow. Now green. I love mermaids with red hair. I think I even did one recently. With red hair. Oh yeah, I did the Princess Belle from Dark Fantasy Special by Ines Guerrero. Because if you have a lot of them, you try to remember what your picks are. So I did that. So here's E53 War Silk. This is also a skin tone. I've come to really like the skin tones more in the Copics. And I don't use the typical skin tones. Like someone asked me, what are good skin tones to use? I go, well, they provide you with good skin tones in the skin tone set, but you can actually, that's not the only things that you can use. Besides that, it's what's in that set, because there's a bunch of earth tones that can really work well for skin. The only thing that I don't like about Copics is I wish there were more purples in them. So either they're like reddish or they're like in the bluish purple or like they're more on the like pinkish side, but that's what it is. This color is excellent for if you want to do dark skin too, for dark skin combos. This is Bluegreen. This is BG57. This is Jasper. So you see how the skin changes from when it's dark to light, when it starts to dry? This is a color I don't use too often. I think this was part of a set. Or maybe this was part of one of those crazy ass sketch boxes. Colors that I got. I do too. I love mermaids when they have red head. The actual plan was to do drum wreaths, guys, but then I started looking through the mermaid book and I wanted to do mermaids today. So tomorrow we'll finish up drum wreaths. Hopefully we'll finish that up. Then maybe if my Kirby book shows up. That's okay, May. That's okay, guys. You don't have to chat. You can just lurk if you need to lurk. You know, I need to read a little bit more so I can do more book reviews. I have a lot of arcs that I need to read. But I also need to get rid of more stuff, according to my mother. My mother would like me to reduce my coloring book collection and some of that other stuff in our house. I think I'm going to need a refill disc soon. I'm going to have to buy a refill disc. Mm-hmm. Okay. People give me suggestions for colors that I don't have. When people give me suggestions for colors, I also write down, when I buy Copics, I also try to buy the refills of it. FV2 fluorescent dog. Thank you, Lily. See, and I'm writing down the colors that you people. Try to get the colors. Mm-hmm. I feel bad, Michelle. It's always been BG57. Sorry guys, sometimes I have to write things down because otherwise I'll forget them. At first, if I don't write things down, I forget them. Well, I feel bad that happened to you with your meds, Miss Shaw. No, we'll get through this. It also means, guys, that the schedule will when things go back and we're reopened again in New York City, that probably means my schedule's going to change again. Now, some of you know, April 15th or the first Monday of April would have been the last day of tax season, but because of this shutdown now, they extended the deadline to July something. So it's going to be a very unusual year. So we now have finished the Mermaid from Mermaid Fantasy. This is the Jason Hamilton book, which we don't ever do. I don't really do anything from it, and I really need to start working in this book again because it has some beautiful mermaid pictures. Jason Hamilton, a lot of you know him for his mandalas. That's a Mermaid Fantasy one by Jason Hamilton, the pretty girl on the cover. And then there's this one that we did first, which is Fantasy Mermaids coloring book by Color Moon. You can get these books on Amazon. They're Amazon paper, of course, but I proved that you can use markers as long as you have a blotter page. Her meds got delivered to her P.O. box instead of being delivered to her door. So, I guess we used a lot of Copics on. I love mermaids. It's like my favorite. Mermaids, fairies, and mostly fantasy stuff is what I like to color. So some of you already know what the theme is for May, which is Kirby May. I almost was thinking about doing a mermaid theme or a Mandela theme for May, but then I thought, I got to do my Kirby stuff because I don't do much of my Kirby books, and that needs to change. So I figured I'll do a whole month of Kirby, which probably means one picture. Yeah, it was just... So, these you can get on Amazon, or you can get them through this one. I know Jason Hamilton might sell it on as a digital version in his Etsy store, because he does sell images in his Etsy store. So this is Color Mood, which is a new company. They only have about 4 books, which is this one, and then in the back they tell you what their other books are. So this one is called Beautiful Fairies and Elves. I have that one, Birds and Flowers, and then they have the Flowers coloring book. So those are their books for the company. So, and tomorrow we'll probably finish doing Drome Reese, which a lot of you haven't. We were doing Drome Reese the last screen, but this is what we've colored in the Drome Reese book. So we did this whole front page. Then, oh no, Michelle, I didn't realize that. So then we have this much to do left. I think Belinda's doing that one, as I found out. So, everything is good. So, I all hope you have had a good time and enjoy each other. Be good to one another. And we will get through this. This is just... You can tell I put a lot of focus into the system today. We used a lot of focus today. So I want to thank you guys because you guys reminded me that I have to get these colors. So I want to thank you guys for that. Try those colors in Copics. So yeah, I was going through my notebooks the other day, and I'm still sorting through what's been used, what hasn't been used. You too, Miss May. Stay safe. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great weekend. And I do not know who's streaming. I think maybe Michelle is streaming, or maybe I forget who's streaming, but I don't know who's streaming right now because we've been on this, so I didn't look. Bye, everybody.